Please welcome to the stage Executive Director of the nonprofit Project 25 and organizer of the Valley Against Sex Trafficking Task Force, Kathleen Winn. Kathleen, welcome. Good to have you here. Welcome to Mesa Morning Live, and thanks for joining us. And tell us a little bit about the history of VAST.
So VAST has been around for about 3 years. We started it, we've been working on anti-trafficking since about 2010, but we thought it was really important to work with our local law enforcement to give them resources. The bad guys, they get a lot of money because they're running criminal enterprises, and our police don't have as many resources. So we thought we'd level the playing field and really work to bring technology and information and help train the community on how sex trafficking and sexual exploitation occurs. And so VAST came into being, and the Chamber has been a wonderful sponsor of our activities.
What does the problem look like nationally? Let's look at a bigger scope of it first.
So nationally, the average age that a child gets groomed into trafficking is 13, our 8th graders. That's the average age. So people have been paying for sex. It used to be out on the street corner, but now it's online. And unfortunately, you can order up a child like you order up a pizza. And we just want to interrupt that, disrupt that. Once a child or anybody is groomed into trafficking, it changes the course of their life. And even though we may get out, police are doing an incredible job of recovering, you can't ever give innocence back. And so we're working to end that evil.
Wow, that's eye-opening and frightening and all at once. And thanks for what you're doing. I know that, like everything else, this requires funds, and you've got a big fundraising event coming up in March. Tell us a little bit about that.
So we are, on Sunday night, we did Night of Hope, which was 35 churches that came together across the East Valley. And in March, we're doing Week of Hope. And we've brought back Up With People. I don't know if people remember them, but they're an international group, and they're going to be coming to our high schools, to our college, and talk about where kids can have high self-esteem and really work on what's important. Kids spend a lot of screen time on their computers, on their phones, and unfortunately some of the content that they see and some of the direction and the hypersexualization that's going on. So we want to redirect and say, here's what's really important. At the end of that, we're going to be having a huge concert, and all the benefits go. And what we're going to do with that money is give it to our local law enforcement agencies so they can train their officers to use technology to take down pimp networks. We work with some former CIA Navy SEAL guys, and they used to track terrorists. Now they're tracking pimps, and they tell me the pimps aren't as smart. So that's our encouragement.
If you take anything away from this morning, pimps ain't smart. Remember that.
Yes.
Well, there you go. I've always believed that. Thank you.
Good to know.
How can people get involved? Awareness is probably just, what can we do as just your average citizens that sometimes we're not thinking along those lines. What can we do to help?
Well, to be aware, but we have meetings. We meet every other month, and we'd love to have you come. So the chamber sends out notices. Our next meeting, we're going to have a survivor, and we're looking to get the Attorney General's office in, and we really do try to keep you abreast of what's happening. And also, just be aware of if you have someone, a teenager, a young person that's using a phone, who are they talking to? Where are they going? Groomers know where your kids are. You wouldn't let those groomers in your house, but yet if your child has a phone in her bedroom or his bedroom, they're already there. So just know who your children are having contact with. We've recently had a rash of young people accepting one-way tickets to go to a city. The red flag there is it's a one-way ticket. So how do we keep our kids from listening to promises of clothing and jewelry and furniture and careers? Someone's listening to them, so we have to just be aware and to start to make people. If you hear something or see something, call local law enforcement. They're all working very hard to protect our children.
Is there a web presence that people at home that
Yes.
might have a question?
So VAST, or Project 25, Project 25's mission is to end sexual exploitation by 2025. We're halfway there. We've had some successes. So we believe we can do this. This isn't cancer. We just have to change our behaviors and understand that paying for sex, especially paying for sex with a child, should just not be something that is happening in our society.
That's great. Well, like every other problem, it starts with awareness. So thanks for making us aware of what we can do to help and of the problem. So a big round of applause. Kathleen Winn, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks
Thanks.
so much.